y'all being in the stream, man. Talking Pels, man. It's afternoon, man. Much love to you guys. Appreciate you being here. We hit that hour and a half mark. So big ups to the fam, man. We're gonna get ready to open up the phone lines. Shout out to you guys. It's Big Q, Lex, and DC. DC, are you there, sir? How you doing?
What up, DC?
What's happening, family?
How you doing?
Good. I'm doing pretty good now, man. I'm good. How
Your
y'all?
mic's great, brother. Your mic sound pretty good this morning. You're not frying pineapples this morning, are you?
I'm not driving right now.
You know what?
Oh,
you
thank
beat
you,
me to it. I was gonna say.
Shout out to my boy DC, man. Shout out to my guy DC. He in the building as well. Big ups to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all in here. Shout out to Steph. Steph had a question, man. I wanted to kind of hit a few questions, man. A few comments from family members. Steph says, "Do y'all think BI will have a better season this year?" You want to take this one, DC? Lex, you can feel free to chime in too. What you think?
Absolutely. Like, I know we look at BI, the magnifying glasses on what he did last season, especially at the end of the season. But even during that season, last season, he had a lot of high points as well as some low points. But one thing I've constantly looked at would BI. If you look at his play with the Lakers, up and down, he goes on these stretches where he puts up 20-point games. Everybody's like, okay, he could be that guy. He gets involved in the trade. With us, he has the blood clots, right? And then they pair him with Lonzo, which, I mean, he was paired with Lonzo with the Lakers, but they didn't play together a lot. Lonzo was always hurt. He was getting hurt. LeBron didn't want him. Dale Demps leaked the trade, messed up the whole chemistry of the team, right? He comes here, and you have Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday. Lonzo can't really break down the defense, but he's an excellent passer. Whether that's like hockey assists or just initiating the offense, creating a good pass. Drew Holiday was breaking people down. Drew was our point guard a lot of times. We had him play point guard and shoot guard. He was combo guard. So you had two guys that can take the pressure off of a guy like BI, get him the ball in his spots where he likes it. And then on top of that, the defenses are going to look different because you have them along with Zion. So now we have DeJounte Murray, whether you start CJ or not. Herb is an excellent cutter. You got DeJounte, who's actually, a top-tier facilitator, probably the best facilitating point guard we had since, Rondo? I would say he's better than Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, a little more flashy, and I guess you could look at some of his passes and be like, oh, can DeJounte throw a three-quarter, half-court alley? I don't know. But he can damn sure throw an entry pass, right? We've had problems with that for years. You know what I'm saying? So BI is going to be able to not have as much pressure on him and not have to take as many tough shots, although I think some of us would agree some of the tough shots he takes are forced and he didn't have to take them to begin with. But there's more talent on the court, and whether Willie Green maximizes the rotations or has the lineups go correctly or not, it has to be an easier game for BI. Even if he doesn't want to play in the Florida offense like we want him to, shoot more threes and all of that, it's still going to be an easier game for him just because of the talent that's out there and the ability to be able to get him the ball. And I think CJ, when he is in the game playing his shooting guard role, CJ is a, formidable combo guard. Like we can't act like CJ's chopped liver. So him not having to be the main initiator or playmaker, I think will allow his passing to even, be highlighted or looked a little better once somebody like DeJounte maybe could break down the defense. And let's say if he kicked it out to CJ, he passed up a 3-point shot. Can you imagine the pass going to BI or Zion? But if it goes to BI, imagine what the defense is going to look like at that point. So I think BI has an excellent season. I don't know what that turns into far as the Pelicans, because him having an excellent season, we still got a question mark at center. I like Carlo, but we don't know what Carlo is going to be in the regular season. But it'd be amazing if he could be the starting center, right? Missy makes a jump. If not, you got Tice, who I would say is a starting center still at this point, and you just don't know what that's going to look like as far as winning. But I think Bi personally, he's going to average at least 25 points because they're going to want him to average that because we sign him back, or if he's on the expiring or whatever, we're still going to be looking to trade him. So they're going to make sure he has a good season. So I say yes.
What you think, Lex?
Basically what I said. The mentality is similar to last year. You know, BI has something to prove, so it is a concern because we don't know what that looks like. That could be more ISO ball. But one thing, and somebody pointed this out because I was going to point it out. But Michael De Blasio, is that your? I hope that's how you say your name. But he says, I remember in FIBA, BI looked lost playing with all those other stars, and that opened his eyes. That's another thing. When BI's around a lot of talent, you know, is he going to respond? Because, you know, if you think about it, with that team, he was probably the most decorated out of everybody. Like he was a top pick. I mean, Anthony Edwards, he was a top pick as well, but most improved player. BI was an all-star at that time, but he was very highly touted. And as far as with the net rating, he ended being like the second to last like player as far like worst player on that team amongst all that talent. Like he could never find his place. So, and I know it's a different totally different team, totally different strategy. But you know, that's the thing about, you know, being a star is being able to find your place. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that BI struggle with, you know, even in the series against the Thunder, whereas Willie, and I don't agree with this, but in the same breath when he pointed out, hey, you know, he's going to be dealing with that. He's got to find a way to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And Willie wasn't really helping, you know what I'm saying, to give him guidance. And again, that's what I was pointing out earlier. Being able to position your players, help them. You know what I'm saying? If you know, to put them in a position to succeed. He didn't do that for Brandon. I don't even think he even tried. He was like, figure it out, Brandon. And so even with that being said, just figuring it out, because I mean, obviously BI was actually going away from contact in that game, but you know, he struggled on trying to find, you know, to be successful. And a lot of guys who really you know have like look, I'm determined, I have that you know, that prowess about my game where I'm going to get whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't show that. The physicality was definitely a problem. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, even with DeJounte, because again, now you have another guy who can handle the rock. DeJounte's very talented. You know what I'm saying? He can create his own shot. He does have a shot on him. He has that defensive prowess. And then you know, just add that. I mean, if you look at the wings, the backcourt, it's going to be interesting to see how everything pans out. But it's kind of hard to say on how he's going to respond, just based off of how he's responded in the past, being around very talented guys. So,
Indeed. Shout out to
I got one question though.
hold on, DC. Just a second, my brother.
My bad. We got to do the. Go ahead.
You want to read? Can you see?
Hold on, what's it?
Go ahead,
I don't know
DC.
why everybody acting like Bi wasn't injured. Wasn't injured in the playoffs. Bi dropped 30 plus points on Dort 2 times in a row during the regular season. Bi had no blow by speed. He had the mummy first step cue. to get to the paint because he was still injured. And that's shout out to the power, man. Appreciate the $30. That's what I was gonna ask you, Lex. You're absolutely right what you're saying, and people aren't wrong to feel that way. But I think it's just we just forget this is it's pretty common with BI. Now the Team USA thing, that is what it is. And I've seen players that are good go to Team USA and it's pretty much an afterthought. I don't think it's the end of the world, but the way it went and him getting benched and he was starting at first, yeah, that'll definitely think kill your ego. And that is embarrassing and it shouldn't be. But I've seen guys not play in that style of basketball. But with BI being hurt, like that doesn't mean anything. Like, we watched BI play the Thunder in the playing series a year before, and Lou Dort was not a problem. They definitely had an issue with what we played them this year. They did us pretty bad. BI didn't score good, so they became a better team. So I'm not gonna say their defense didn't have anything to do with it, but him being injured and obviously not looking like himself, other than the Sacramento game. We look at the Sacramento games; we just dominated them all year. But even the Lakers game, where he got benched, still it was the same thing. So I look at it as that version of him. I don't think that's what we're gonna see during the season. So even with that and with other players, I mean, we're looking at it as if more stars around him is gonna make him, I guess, not as good, or he can't rise up to another level because he isn't able to play with more talent. Like that's the perspective, or are we saying Bi is just not that guy because of how he played coming off an injury? He was 100% healthy, and this is just him. Because when I watched him in the Thunder series, he didn't look like himself. Like, and I don't mean because he wasn't scoring. I'm just talking about how he was moving. He didn't have the same burst, the same speed, the same. He wasn't getting off the ground like that. He was ginger a little bit, but he was out there playing. Most times, let's say we would play well, it's just crazy how narratives go. If we would have played well, Bi would have been commended for playing through injury and trying to stick it out. And he didn't have his best, but he was out there. Let's say we won 2 games or so, and he still averaged 14 points, but we won 2 games. The narrative would be totally different on Bi. Just like the fact that Bi is injury prone and he misses all of these games. Yet we saw Mikal Bridges, who just got traded to the Knicks. Over the last 3 years, Bi played more games than him. But the narrative is Bi is injury prone and he never plays. But Mikal Bridges don't have that title at all. So it's just, I don't know, man. I think some of it is some of it, not all of it, because what people are saying and what it is what it is. I mean, that shit ain't acceptable, what we saw. And you want your star player to be able to do more than that. But everybody can't be Kobe and Michael Jordan, and Bi ain't that. His mentor is Kevin Durant, and we've seen Kevin Durant choke all the time when all the pressure has been put on him. He's done nothing legendary without other people, other than almost beat the Milwaukee Bucks with his foot on the line. That was the most legendary thing I've seen from Kevin Durant. That one game. A whole bunch of other games during the playoffs, he disappeared. And he was healthy. So this is Bi is KD light. So it's a similar thing. But we don't think he's gonna play well this year, or he's gonna regress and be worse because of the addition of a point guard. When he himself at the end of the press conference during the season said things would be a lot different if we had a point guard.
All right. Shout out to DC. DC, you did a wonderful job reading that super chat, brother. Thank you for that. And shout out to the power, man, for
I don't need a shout out for that.
okay. It's a compliment, DC. It's all right.
I'm okay. I don't need a compliment. Your compliments are usually followed by insults, so just keep it.
I didn't say nothing, brother. What you talking about? All right, the power, man. Thank you for that super chat, man. Much love to y'all, man. Appreciate it. Y'all hit the like button, man. We hit the like button. Narby says, Nardi says, great perspective that DC and gives you the strong arm treatment. There you go. All right, shout out to DC, man. But anyway, listen, this is we got the two things. Number one, we have the lines of communication open up for you guys. The link is pinned to the chat if you want to pop in on the Pelican Talk. We won't be going long today because it's Saturday. I had a long stream last night. Plus, I got to do some cooking. You know how I do. But there's also, you can pop in and chime in today. The link is pinned to the chat. And there's a poll in the chat as well, man. I want to hear what you guys say about this poll in the chat. It says, who starts at the 5 for the Pels this season? And there's 3 options. It's Yves Missi, Daniel Tice, and Carlo Mekovic. You guys tell me who will be your starting 5 in this upcoming season. And we've had some voters, and right now, if you want to look at it, Carlo Mekovic is dominating the poll right now. 62% of the pollers are saying Carlo Mekovic should be the guy. Now I dropped to 59%. So all you guys listening, man, getting that poll, tell me what you guys think. Who should be?
Man say Carlito.
There you go, Carlito. All right,
Carlito Mekovic's way.
It's not much of a competition, though. You know what I'm saying?
What you think, Lex? What you think? Who you think should be the number 5?
Right now, everything's pointing to Carlo Mekovic. How tall is he?
6.
Lex got to put them measurements on him.
6'10".
Hey, I'm telling you.
He's 7 feet. He's 7 feet shoes, Lex.
Yeah, are we rounding up?
He's 7 feet with shoes on, baby.
Misi's a developmental project, and Tice is 6'9". Come on, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no competition, you guys. I mean, shoot. Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, Tice 6'11" with shoes on, Lex. No, actually, he's 6'8".
Hey, but when he raises his hands on defense,
6'10" with shoes on.
When he raises his hands on defense, he even taller than that. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like there's like major competition for him. I mean, the spot is basically like calling his name, because that's all the Pelicans had. Because Misi's not ready. I can tell you that right now, and I think anybody would agree. He's not ready right now.
Well,
do we feel like these guys would look better with adequate point guard play? I'm not sure on either one of them, because I don't know what a true assessment of how they could actually look with the talent that we have. Well, like Misi shows a lot of flashes defensively. I think defensively we're not going to be as mad as we think at Misi's, although we might be a little pissed with him missing some rebounds. But Carlo, defensively, he's coming around too. But he's a question mark there. His offensive game, I think, will be good and could fit along Zion. His shot looks very fluid, man. And he looks comfortable taking those threes. So we definitely got a type of a stretch 5. But those guys, what they played with in the summer league, like, that roster was horrible. Other than Reeves, Ford, and those two, I mean, I ain't really see shit. Like, that roster was trash. So with better players, especially with bigs, you don't think they look a lot better? Or a guy like Mekovic could challenge for the starting spot? Or Misi.
You mean Mekovic or Misi?
Either one. Like, I to me, it's a question mark. That's why I say Daniel Tice is a starting center, because he's the most proven.
Well, I think Tice is going to play more minutes, because I think you have to, I think we're focused on a start, who's going to be the starter. But really, it's more so who's going to get the most minutes between those 3. Now, I do believe Tice is going to get a lot of those minutes. He's going to get like starter minutes. But to start games, I think, for matchup purposes, starting Mekovic would probably be best. Well, I guess it would also depend on, the matchup. But
he's our biggest center, so I guess you got a point there.
Yeah, and then you have to
But
think.
he got the skills of a closer. You don't think, Lex? I think Makovic's skill set more fits being a closer than a starter. His skill set.
I mean, again,
He looked like he could be a better stretch than Tice.
we know how Willie's gonna think. I mean, because Tice is 6'9". He has experience. He was in the finals with the Celtics against the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? So experience wise, I think Daniel Tice will be out there. But as far as, matchup purposes, and you still have a big who can move pretty well, it's more than likely going to be Makovic, because Makovic, between him and Messi, Makovic has more professional experience because he played as a pro overseas.
Yeah.
So
a legend.
I mean, that experience and having that height, you know what I'm saying, is definitely going to help Makovic out. Because really, Messi needs reps. He needs reps. He just needs to play. So I think he'll be between the G League and being on the team. I'm not saying he won't get any opportunities, but in order for someone who hasn't played basketball for a long time, and you're talking about the way the team is set up, the Pelicans are set up to win now, right? We all agree on that?
Oh, yeah.
We're designed to win now. So the thing is, if we're designed to win now, you're not trying to take one player, put them in a starting position and they're a developmental project. That really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You want some type of experience there. But I do feel like Tice is going to get the bulk of those minutes, though, because Willie Green does like small ball.
Yeah, he's 6'9", so that fits it though. 6'9", DC.
Is it really like Willie Green likes small ball as far as being small, or he looks at them being like mobile?
I know you. Come on, man.
Wait, hold up. I got somewhere I'm going with this.
Hold on, what's the question?
Does Willie Green really like small ball, or does he really just like his center to be mobile and able to be switchable? So if we have a guy like Messi,
yeah,
well, I mean, he can stretch the floor. Meritage is mobile. He can switch. He's very fluid. You could say the same thing about Messi. Messi is probably our most mobile center, but he can't stretch the floor. So if one of those guys emerges as what they can be, right, will Willie not be inclined to play them just because they're too tall to be small ball center?
No, I don't think the height has to do it. If he had a big 7-foot center that could run the floor, DC, and do what he wants, I think he plays him.
Right. So I don't think he gonna give it to Tice if those other guys look better. Like, so I really don't, because we got two guys that look mobile.
And listen, DC.
But we are talking about Willie Green.
You don't think Tice is mobile?
We gotta be prepared for the worst.
Tice ain't super athletic, but he moves pretty well for a guy that's
and plus he's really smart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he is.
He knows how to
he is.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Is smart too. I've seen him doing a lot of intelligent stuff out there with stupid basketball players.
I'm not saying, I don't say that because I'm saying somebody else is stupid. I'm saying when you look at Tice, okay? No, for real. Tice has been a part of winning organizations, and he's gotten playing time, you know what I'm saying, with winning basketball. So the thing is that that's what makes him so special, is because you have a guy, he's played with the Celtics. He was just in the finals against the Warriors. I mean, he was out there, you know, and he was playing meaningful minutes. That experience, especially if the Pelicans are trying to get to a winning foundation, not just in regular season, but beyond that, that's going to be very key.
Also, just to add, I think this is the stat of the show. This is the stat of the show. I'm going to drop it on y'all about Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice also shoots the 3-ball, DC.
Oh, yeah. Only one a game, though. One or 1.5 a game.
It's last year.
About the same. A little bit more than Big V.
Last year, for the Clippers, he shot 73 pointers. He hit 26 of them for 37.1% from downtown. So that is the stat of the show that Daniel Tice shoots the three at 37%.
He got to
Not
shoot
bad.
2 or 3 a game, bro. He got to
Not
shoot
bad.
2 or 3.
Now his foul shots ain't all that. He's about 76% flat from the foul line, but he shoots 37% from
Well,
downtown.
that 3-point percentage is gonna come down, AQ.
But
that
you know
was
what?
a blip on the radar. It's gonna be more like 34.
Hey, but you know what? That's not the first time though. DC, he shot the 3 ball pretty decently. He shot it almost 39% when he was in the second year with Boston. But you know, yeah, he was.
How many attempts? How many attempts was that?
67%. I mean, 67.
No, 67 attempts.
67 attempts. He was 26 of 67 for almost 39%. That's his second year in the league.
Is that enough to make the defense like respect him out there as far as the attempts? The percentage, yeah, but the attempts,
I don't think they'll respect.
Okay, you going? Hey, Daniel Tice made his 3 for the game, y'all. We could just leave him off there now. Like I don't think it does much.
But
they gotta fear it for it to do something. Like I remember you had a guy like maybe Robert Covington who's still in free agency. He shot like 5 or 6 threes, a game as a stretch 5. Need more attempts. At least 3, I say, to put some fear in them. Like we could look at what a guy like Miles Turner shoots or Porzingis to get the stretch 5 benefit. And I'm only saying that because if Daniel Tice is going to be a starter, for him to get consistent minutes as a starter and for us to like it, he going to have to be a little bit of a threat from the 3-point line. Just enough to at least be respectable to where the defense don't feel comfortable just letting him shoot those. Right. For it to have its purpose offensively, which that's really my main concern. As far as our big rebounding, if we can rebound good as a team, I think a lot of this stuff with centers, like it's until we play certain teams, we could get by because we play really excellent defense and don't allow people to get to the hole that much. But when you got like an excellent point guard and they go to putting us in that pick and roll, oh, they be killing us. They be killing us with that pick and roll. Or what you call it, unintelligent switching. But other than that, our defensive philosophy actually works pretty well. We're, I think, probably top 5 in the league of people getting to the rim. We don't allow a lot of people to get to the rim. So, ice out there, people not getting to the rim, but on offense it's still 4-on-5. With a clogged lane, I don't know, bro. Hopefully one of these guys can figure it out. It's pretty much a toss-up, though, to be honest. This is a good conversation because I don't think any one of us knows who's really going to be the starting center, regardless of what we say. Because it's a question mark till we see the preseason at least.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, DC. I'm checking out the poll right now, and it's Carlo Mekovic all the way. A lot of people, 60% of the polls.
I'm with Carlo, man. Carlo looked like a better 3-point shooter than Tice to me right now. I don't know how that look in live cam action, but I ain't seen Daniel Tice survey the floor, take a step back and pull up a 3, and it look clean. I ain't seen Tice do that, bro. Carlo look comfortable out there. He look like how he look in the Euro League, but it is the summer league, so this shit might look totally different come time against the real NBA players.
Yeah, it always is a difference, bro. Let's talk. Pelicans Nola's asking, says, DC, what do you think about Jordan Hawkins in the summer league? Let's move it to, because I wanted to kind of do that too. I wanted to kind of put a bowl summer league, bro. So go ahead and drop that, and then give kind of your recap on what you thought about the summer league.
I think the summer league as a whole was a success, and I'll say that later. But as far as Jordan Hawkins, I mean, it's a slight concern, not really, because Hawk is going to be playing with guys way better that fits his skill set, on the team. We all looking at him shooting, and we like, oh, his shooting was off. His shooting wasn't as good. But you know what I did notice about Hawk? He played way better defensively, and nobody don't even talk about it. Didn't even mention it. He had games where he had 2 and 3 steals, couple of blocks. He was out there rebounding. I've seen a few times. I think Hawk might have led the team in rebounds or damn near. So all the little stuff that he got to improve on to get on the court, I think I saw that. Now, I look at a guy like Reeves, and honestly, I'm like, damn, Reeves kind of do the little shit better than Hawk. But Hawk in his shot and what he can be offensively, I don't think we should be worried. I think him shooting and not scoring the way he did. Think about this, family. His slight is defense. Doesn't play good defense, right? He's giving his all on defense, and then he trying to score. Man, and he leading the team. As the scorer, that is a tough thing to do. You're asking a guy who we see as an offensive player. Hawk went to summer league and was trying to be a goddamn two-way guy. He trying to be the best he could be on defense and on offense. His offense is obviously going to take a hit just from that. And then you add in the fact they got the man playing point guard. He is an off-ball scorer. And they got him out there playing point guard, which I know some people disagree with. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world because you got to get him used to having pressure in that way. You want to help him to improve his dribbling by any means in live game action. I understand why they kind of did it. And then on top of that, when he wasn't playing point guard, until they decided to start forward, I don't know why they wasn't starting from the beginning. We really had nothing at the point guard position, man. Reeves was probably our second round pick was probably the best, dribbler, initiator and penetrator out there, other than Ford. Then you had Hawk doing that, so I think Jordan Hawkins will be fine if he can come in with the same defensive mindset he had in the summer league. I think his offense will come around. He'll get used to playing with that physicality. But from now to when the season starts, I need Hawk in the goddamn weight room. He got to gain at least 10 pounds of muscle, man. 5, 10, something. He needs some more muscle on him because they was just pushing him around. And I think he was getting worn down, beat down. And his offense looked the way it was because, dudes probably wore out and tired.
Yeah, that was I was saying that when I was watching him too, man. He definitely got to get stronger, man. He looked just like he had his rookie body, basically, out there. So he definitely got to pick up some muscle, man, so they don't move him like they did. All right, shout out to the fam, man. We're gonna get ready to kind of close out in about 15 minutes, man. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Any questions, please feel free to fire them at us right now. Power says Summer League is not important because it's just a pickup ball. At the end of the day, Jordan Hawkins will be fine. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Stacy says if the Summer League wasn't important, there wouldn't be 4 undefeated teams and plenty teams 3-1. Also, you practice trial and error sets and plays. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate you. Lil V Man says, man, the Pels. No, it's Maine. Is it Maine? DC? Maine. The Pels just got to work on turnovers, though, man. It's childish to see. All right. Thank you, Lil V Man. Jared says the lob was always open. And what's up, Irvin? Shout out to my boy Irvin, man. He says, I think the thought process was to see if Hawk had the ability to be a backup point guard this season.
I hope not.
No, he can't. With that, he's going back to his all-guard role. That's an interesting perspective right there.
Really think they wanted to see him be I don't know, Irvin. I mean you would want Hawk to maximize just having him play the point guard role and look at the game that way. That make him a better off-ball scorer. I just think they wanted to get him reps like that.
Listen to what he's saying, though, because that's very interesting in what he's saying, because how is Jordan Hawkins going to get minutes off the second line? If not, that was the reason to kind of see if he could play that role. Because how is he going to get minutes, DC, coming up here?
Well, if he can play his defense, I think they can give him minutes at the 2 or the 3. Okay, if he can play defense like that.
Okay, give me your second line. Give me your second line.
Well, shit, we don't know what the first line gonna be.
Well, just try. Okay, just try.
But
I know you.
I would say Jose, and then if Herb not starting, some people would say Herb at the 2 or the 3. Me personally, I put Hawk at the 2 and Herb at the 3, and then you got Trey. If he not starting, I don't know. I'm predicting CJ to be in the starting lineup. I think a lot of people are thinking about, oh well, Hawk not gonna be able to play because CJ is gonna be the shooting guard from the bench. I can tell you right now, I'm willing to bet that shit ain't gonna happen. You know,
That
so
CJ
that's
gonna be.
why that's why I don't see it. Now, if CJ was on the bench like everybody's thinking, then I see the thought process. Because Jose is getting minutes, man. Jose was actually a better player than Hawk, all last year, and he had a terrific, run out there in the summer, Team Puerto Rico, and Jose was one of our best players on the floor when we played our best basketball against the Lakers, in a very meaningful game. So
Yeah, Jose's
I see
gotten
the
better.
I see the vision. I just don't see CJ coming off the bench. So why wouldn't Hawk be the 2? Because Herb can definitely
I
be the
see his
3,
ass.
and we see Trey play power forward all the time.
I see his ass coming up off the bench.
Who? CJ?
Yes.
Man, they out there trotting that shit around, talking about how amazing he gonna be with DeJounte Murray. I don't see it, Q.
No.
I don't see him coming off the bench, bro. Herb
No.
makes $40,000 over 4 years, bro. They is not about to not put him on the bench. For a guy who make his whole damn salary in 1 year.
I'm not caught up
I
on that.
want Herb to start. I get it. But ain't what's about to happen.
Yeah, but I'm not caught
If
up on
it
it.
does, then
I still say
Irvin
this.
is right. We got an issue because
I
how
still
you gonna give Hawk minutes?
I still say Herb starts. I say Herb and Murray starts in the backcourt. CJ comes off the bench. He still gets
Yeah, because that's what
starter
you want to see.
minutes.
That's smart basketball wise.
Right, but
That's what you want to see.
he still gets starter minutes. He still gets good minutes off the bench as a 6th man. So I don't think the starter thing is as big as a lot of people are hitting on. Because DeJounte Murray and Herb, that is going to be a top 5 backcourt, man, in the game, man. If you think about it, man, that's going to be an excellent backcourt for
I
the
think they complement each other excellently too with their ability to probably play off one another. They're already hanging out together. I think they're gonna really get along. So
Yes.
their chemistry is gonna be extremely high.
He shouted them out. DC, he was the first one he shouted out. Shout out to Herb Jones. I'm gonna take care of him.
He a real one.
He a real one. He said him first. And
DeJounte Murray gonna go out his way to get her easy looks.
That's right. Like I said, man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good. That's why I was like, I like Herb.
And Herb is an excellent cutter. I think that don't get talked about or looked at. Herb is really good off the ball as far as cutting and slashing. He's really, really good, bro.
That's right.
And he's also he can be an initiator of offense, which we don't take advantage of enough. When Herb initiates the offense, it's not a lot of turnovers and stuff. It don't look flashy or like it ain't about to make Sports Center the way he does it, but he's a good initiator, man, and handling the ball and getting it to teammates. So I agree. But the only thing is where it's like, so if we start Herb, right, I think automatically by default, if you're maximizing Zion and you're going to start Herb, you have to start Trey. But they're not going to do that. They're going to start B.I.
They ain't going to do that, DC.
That's why I'm telling you it's not going to happen. Because if you start B.I., we got to have a 3-point assassin out there somewhere with Zion. If you start Herb, you start Ingram, you start Zion, who's our 3-point assassin? Carlo? You know what I'm saying? Like, DeJounte could hit threes. Yeah, he shoots 5
Herb
a game or whatever. Herb can shoot threes, but they're not. I don't consider them assassins from behind the 3-point line.
No,
somebody like CJ or Trey, man, that scare the shit out the defense if they see them dudes open for a 3-pointer. That'll scare the defense to make them not leave them open. I think they'll take their chances a lot of times, and they probably would lose, some nights, just leaving Herb open. If Herb hit it from the corner, and that's baby Ray Allen, Q, from the corner.
I know.
You put him anywhere else though, not so much.
That was the idea what Irvin was sitting on. He was talking about Jordan Hawkins some kind of way getting into the second lineup, because you have to add him in there because of his shooting ability. You need to get those guys, Trays and the Hawkins. You have to give them minutes. And what's your bench rotation if that's the case? You know, what is it looking like? Is Jordan Hawkins among the 4 or 5 guys coming up off the bench in the second line? So you make a great guy. Well, I mean, but you have to figure that out. Willie Green has
to be some type of way, man. I mean, even if they just throw him at the 3, they gonna have to put him out there. Because what are the alternatives? The positions don't fit. With,
that's what
what's the alternative?
A lot of people were saying that, though. A lot of people were saying that's why they're upset about Griffin not pulling the trigger on the trade situation when BI's market was red hot, as he said it. Pulling the trade because it gums up the work.
Last offseason?
Yes.
Because it was red hot last offseason. And let's be honest. We did the show here. They had a few people that are looking very intelligent now. Saying, you know, when they was talking about trading them for School, and the year before that it was what, KD, or was that the same thing? The same year was School? I can't remember. But either way,
hold on, you talking about BI or Zion?
BI. They was talking about trading BI for Scoot Henderson. Q, come on now. That was last year, bro.
No,
that was last offseason, brother. And then they also had rumors before. Kevin Durant, I think that was last offseason too. I think it was the same year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Of BI for KD, you know, and everybody, the majority of people, I say it was probably like a 60-40 split. And with the majority, like, keep BI, don't trade him. As much as I love to dog Griffin, I think he should have traded him at the deadline. We kind of halfway through the season, we all kind of was like, I don't know. I don't think it's ever.
I remember BI KD talk. I don't remember Brandon Ingram from Scoot Henderson. I thought that was attached to Zion Williamson. That's what I'm getting when I.
No, that was Brandon Ingram, brother.
Okay.
They was throwing Zion. They was throwing Zion name out there too.
But was just
they were throwing both of their names out there.
Internet is worldwide, brother. So all they have to do is punch it in, right? See if
go ahead, punch it in. Look it up.
All right, let me see. Let me just see if this is DC's first attempt at crazy pineapple talk.
What pick did Charlotte have?
Hold on, DC. I'm trying to figure it out. If this is facts.
What pick did Charlotte have? Because they had floating the idea of him going to Charlotte, like Charlotte drafting Scoot for the Pelicans instead of Brandon Miller, so they could get BI over there instead of Brandon Miller. I remember that like it was yesterday because I thought it was crazy as shit. I'm like, man, I ain't trading BI for no damn Scoot Henderson. I don't know what the hell Scoot Henderson gonna be. BI is proven. Now they did have some reports that threw Zion out there too, and it was floating it primarily to Charlotte.
I remember
the number 2 pick. Because number 1, damn, I can't remember who went number 1. Well, Wembanyama, that's right. So number 1 was locked up. So it was all this discussion about Charlotte. A lot of it was Charlotte.
Right.
Obviously, we had the Blazers too, but a lot of it was Charlotte. Because BI made sense in Charlotte or the Blazers. Okay, as well as Zion.
Okay, I remember the Zion stuff at the. I don't remember the Scoop.
Yeah, because that one was even more outrageous than BI.
Yeah, that was. But all them insiders were saying that, man. They were saying, "Oh, Zion Williams, it's smoke behind." I'm like, man, shut up. That's not gonna happen. Nobody
trading no damn Zion for Scoot Henderson. Like, come on, man, y'all crazy. We would have drafted Brandon Miller before Scoot Henderson, and we like that's stupid. Then Brandon Miller from Alabama. I'm looking at it like, so we trading BI for Brandon Miller because there ain't no way we gonna do Scoot. I know we need a point guard, but
Till says he agree. He says both BI and Zion were mentioned at a point.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Till. Appreciate you. All right. I didn't remember that, man, but shout out to y'all guys who do. That's why the flocking fam is in up in here, dropping some scoop, getting the facts together.
So, but wait, we're getting away from the point a little bit.
No, I was about to see if it was CPT from DC. That's what I was trying to figure out if that was.
Hey, I was on Color People Time today. I was late. I'm sorry.
No,
But
crazy
anyway, no, I was Color People Time. I was late. But anyway, the point was, at that point in time, BI had a high trade market because you had those teams going for that, and then they had mentions of Kevin Durant at some point. So I know they had other deals out there too, and a lot of us were like, "Man, I don't want to trade BI." That's a Pelicans Nola. I see you, brother. Best one of them all, BI for Jason Tatum. Yeah, but Anthony Davis messed that up. That wasn't on the Pels. AD said he wasn't going to extend with them people. But
actually, that was actually his manager told him that. Remember that? He came out and what was the guy named Rich Paul? Rich Paul contacted the Boston Celtics and told him, and basically everybody, and he said that he wanted that Anthony Davis wanted to be a Laker, and that anybody who trades for him, he will not re-up with you. He won't sign a deal with you. He put him out there. And he poison peeled the deal. That's pretty much what Rich Paul did. But go ahead, DC, finish your part, bro.
Smart. So at that point in time, man, everybody was happy with BI not being traded. So I can't look at. I mean, you could look at it and say he should have, but we weren't even on board. Now the one that got me was the same guy they clamoring about right now that they dying to get. They could have got at the trade deadline, Jared Allen. You could have traded BI for Jared Allen during the season and avoided this whole thing.
Well,
that's the one.
Pelicans like it.
We could have had him at the trade deadline. I heard a lot of stuff on that saying that was real, and we could have had him, but they didn't want to give up BI for Jared Allen. They wanted to get Jared Allen here with BI. But hindsight is all 2020 because you're looking at giving up BI for Jared Allen. So you're going with a core of Jared Allen, Zion, and CJ. Exactly. We didn't have DeJounte Murray. And I was like, yeah, I kind of could see it because I don't know if this is going to work. But at the same time, I also was like, man, if we do that, we probably blowing up the season. Because Jared Allen is not going to make us go on this strong playoff push from just getting him. We don't really have a secondary scorer. CJ is third scorer. Or you could say Trey was that, but Trey was having a down year at that point. He didn't come on till like the last 28 games of the season and start playing awesome. So it was, really a catch-22, man. They definitely, I say we should have traded BI when we first got him. Because that's what I was looking at. When we first got him, possibly if we could have got somebody that fit better with Zion, I was willing to give up anybody for Ja Morant. You remember that, Q?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was trying to give up all of them for Ja Morant. Yeah, I'm like, man, whatever Memphis want.
Right.
They want Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball, and BI get to him.
Yeah. Right. They didn't want to deal though. I remember we was talking.
Head to him, man.
They ain't want to deal. Yeah, they ain't want to deal though. They ain't want to deal with them.
Because you could see Ja Morant, man, and when he played in that in March Madness, the way he was playing, bro, you could see he was special. He was like, yeah, he that dude. Man. And then we had it was somebody else. Yeah, I wanted us to draft Darius Garland. We drafted a damn point guard. And you move on from Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball, whichever one. Really, I think I was saying Lonzo. You go flip Lonzo for something else. We would have had Darius Garland, Drew Holiday, BI, and Zion as our core. And we just had to find the center. You don't think that would have been a better team than what we went through after that? This was all obvious, man. So it was a lot of things Griff could have did better. That's just one of many examples that got us here. If we would have had a point guard with BI the whole time, or at least a couple of point guards on this roster that was competent, a really good starting point guard, and a nice backup point guard, I think BI and Zion look different together. I do.
Yeah. No doubt about it, man. Because everybody can be themselves. DC, if you got a floor general who decides who gets the ball,
you take pressure off of them, bro. You can do the point Zion thing when you want.
Whenever you want. You don't have to force the ball into his hands to do this. No, everything flows like it's supposed to. It's all natural and organic, like it's supposed to be right now. All right, big ups to the family.
Hold on.
Yes.
Oh wait, you bring somebody in?
Well, yeah. What you about to say, DC? You about to say
I was
something?
just replying to Irvin, man. He said Garland didn't have enough film on him to risk that type of trade at the time. Brother, I'm not talking about a trade. You got to remember, I'm talking about 2019. We had the chance to draft Darius Garland, and just like Ja Morant, you go back and watch this show. We were extremely high on Darius Garland because when you watched his tape, you could see everything he was doing in the league. It was all there. Remember that, Q? Darius Garland. I was, we getting Darius Garland. Q, we get Darius. He's like, bro, we got Lonzo Ball. I said, man, Lonzo Ball, get the fuck out of here. We get Darius Garland. And it was so easy. It was right there. We had the number 4 pick from the Lakers. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And when he didn't come off the board earlier, I'm like, yeah, we getting him. And we trade for Nickeil Alexander-Walker and fucking Jackson Hayes.
Yep.
Stupid.
What a dumb move that was, boy. And then end up beating
I don't want to, and I always was conflicted on having a young rookie center paired with Zion. Why the hell are we trying to pair up a rookie backcourt? What is this shit? I always thought that was stupid and didn't make any sense. We had Derek Favors, but it's like you're trying to get this other center for the future, and man, go get somebody who know what they're doing at center. Especially at that time, it was easy to get centers at that time.
Yeah. Man, it's interesting, man. All that, how it all goes, isn't it, man? All the trades with Steven Adams and all that, man. Getting him out, him and, man. Bledsoe, Bleeding Sore, as we called him. Chief Bleeding Sore, Eric Bledsoe. Oh, man. And then they moved these. I mean, we wasted a lot of time here. Now, people forget that stuff, man. We sit up here and did shows on all that stuff and talked about all the time that Griffin set up here and wasted and all of the bad trades. He didn't have no plan to do all that. You don't trade for a center and a player and bring them in, then they flop in the next year, and then you send them out, and then you have 3 coaches in 5 years. What's the plan on this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Then blame, like I said,
he was trying to cover up for his mistakes, but that delays your time frame.
Oh yeah,
that's why it wastes your time. I mean, it's just like how we talk about with the physical therapist. It took them 5 seasons to get a physical therapist. You know what I'm saying? For real. I mean, that stuff hurts when you don't have your stuff together.
Yeah, it does.
It pushes the timeline back. You know what I'm saying? Because just think, if the organization had a physical therapist for when Zion got here, because everybody was talking about how unique Zion's body was, right?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a big secret. You know what I'm saying? That probably would have changed in itself as far as his availability. Because again, like first season of having a physical therapist, Zion was available for 70 games. You know what I'm saying? That's the most games he's been available for. So if you would have had that in place when he got here, that probably would have changed a lot. Ain't no telling where the Pelicans would be at. But yeah, they behind Griff is basically covering up past mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's from a financial standpoint as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Lex. That's the thing. That's why people ask me, "Q, why you?"
It makes no sense.
Why do we feel the way we feel? Because, man, listen, man, I don't like no BS, man. I don't like
that's right.
Just tell the damn truth, man.
Shit.
Let's be honest. Because this is the thing when you have with David Griffin. Like I said, he contradicts himself in his own spillings. He gets up there and talks. And then talks about this, and the trade market was really hot. And then toward the back end, we really didn't trade him. I'm like, man, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Now you have this situation here where we forced to do what we got to do. But shout out to you guys. We got brother Donald on the line. Donald, welcome. How you doing, brother? Oh yeah, but by the way, DC in that 2019 draft, Cam Reddish was number 10. Just to let you know, Donald, the floor is yours.
I ain't want him either. I wanted Darius Garland.
Well, he played well.
The past streams, man, for real.
What happened?
It don't make no sense, man. It's too simple. Tell her how it is. Tell her how it is to keep it moving. Oh God, it's aggravating. It drives me crazy. That's the kind of general manager we got. He driving me crazy. He all run around in circles and shit.
And you know what's crazy?
Seriously,
the general manager.
Oh, duh.
The vice president of operations.
Duh.
That's what's crazy, man.
That's the crazy thing. Like, dude, you ain't the vice president. You're the general manager. And the general manager, he said, maybe he actually did something. He said, it's just a title. There ain't no damn thing. You're the general manager, man. If it's just a title, what the hell you took the job for then? Come on, man.
I won't mind taking that job.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. Yeah, but we are behind, man. That's not good. It's behind, man. We should have been did all this, man. All this should have been done years ago. It took too long. And now we just stuck now. It's crazy.
You're definitely
We're stuck.
in a special
We can't. Well, no, take that back. We can do it. We just don't want to. They got nothing to do with no CBA. You can, just don't want to. Yeah, I would say if I was able to get that Darius Garland and yeah, I would have did it. I would have been to them months ago. I get Jerry Allen would have did that months ago.
No, I'm talking. It was the draft, brother.
Yeah. If you were able to
they didn't have a trade, well, we could have got him. It was the draft.
My point. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. We just didn't want to do it. But we got other players, and I'm like, they're not even on the team no more. What Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Well, he in Minnesota. He actually doing good. But Jackson Hayes ain't doing good. He on his way out. See, but this is how it is, though.
Yeah, that Jackson Hayes selection was
not good.
That was a bad pick.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans Pelicans.